Now we're on Daniel chapter 1, verse 16. Reading from the King James Bible first, quote, "Thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink, and gave them pulse," unquote. Comparing with the English Standard Version, quote, "So the steward took away their food and the wine they were to drink, and gave them vegetables," unquote. Comparing with the Young's Literal Translation, quote, "And the Melzar is taking away their portion of food and the wine of their drink, and is giving to them vegetables," unquote. You'll notice right away, when we do the comparison of the King James Bible to the English Standard Version and the Young's Literal Translation, that we have some differences going on. Melzar took away the portion of the meat and the wine that they should drink, gave them pulse. That's the King James. What is pulse? Well, if you're making juices with a machine, you would probably understand what pulse is. If you're buying orange juice with no pulp, you might understand what that means. If you don't, you might not understand that at all. But the English Standard Version put down the steward, not Melzar, the steward, took away their food and wine that they were to drink and gave them vegetables. Now, are we 100% sure that this is vegetables? Let's go on to Young's Literal Translation. The Melzar are taking away their portion of food and the wine that they drank and gave them vegetables. So there again we have the Young's Literal Translation saying vegetables. Can you live on just vegetables? Interesting to find out, because this is a 3-year preparing for these guys. What kind of shape would they be in without any kind of protein for those 3 years? Let's look at the parsing of the Hebrew on this and try to get some understanding. Okay, so the first thing we see is, "Thus Melzar." We know already from our study in the previous verses that Melzar is somebody who's put in charge of the meat and the food. It is a title of your position, not your name. So we already know that this is somebody's title, Melzar. So Aspenaz put Melzar talking to Daniel and his friends about this thing about wanting to get rid of their food and drink. So he put him in charge because this is a real critical matter that could cost them their lives if this is discovered that they're disobeying what the king's orders were, to give these people for 3 years the king's meat and wine that he has portioned to each one to prepare them to stand before him. Took away, now that is a quell stem active participle. That means it's a casual action and it's past tense, so took away their portion of the meat and the wine that they should drink. This is one very plain verse here. And gave. Now that, when you parse out that Hebrew word again, it's a quell stem active participle. So it's a casual past tense is what this means. And gave them pulse. Now that is what we're interested in. What is going on with this pulse? What is pulse? When you look it up, it's vegetables. That ends the portion of this verse, but let's look at this. Daniel and his friends have now been given their request to eat nothing but vegetables and drink water for 3 years. That is one demanding fast. You're watching everybody else eat delicacies and meats. That you're used to eating meat, not sacrifice to idols, but you're used to eating meat. You're used to eating fruit. You're used to eating nuts. But what we have here is they have been given their request to eat vegetables and drink only water for 3 years. Now, I know a lot of people that need to lose weight, including myself. Could we do that? Could we survive on a fast of 3 years? Now, let's remember to read this verse in the context here. Daniel 1:15 and 16 is the paragraph. Reading from the King James Bible, quote, "And at the end of 10 days their countenances appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. Thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat, and the wine that they should drink, and gave them pulse." Unquote. So continuing on, let's figure out, why is this so important? Well, think about this. This is read so easily that we don't usually pick up on this. These gentlemen, these young men, in their prime, have asked to have nothing but pulse and water, vegetables and water, for this preparing to go in front of the king. 3 years of vegetables and water. Not bread, not wine, not meat, not fruit. Vegetables and water. These guys are dedicated to following their God. Could we be that dedicated? I don't think Daniel was trying to point out and boast on this. I think he had to tell them, this is what we had to do to survive. This is what we had to do to follow God's ways. And to give us an example to follow, to be disciplined. That's it on this verse. I'm looking forward to continuing on and finding out what more God has for us as we continue discovering the Scriptures. This is Dr. Peter John Parisis. May God richly bless you as you study the Scriptures. If you like this program, please go down below and hit subscribe. If you want to know more that's coming as fast as I can put them up, go over and hit the little bell and it'll let you know. Also, please make any comments that you can to help us gain any insights that God is giving you or that you know of through life experiences to help us see more in the Scriptures. It would be greatly appreciated. And also any kind of encouragement would be great. If you find out I've made a mistake, please let me know. God bless you.